Well, I'm going to be sharing some knives over the course of the next week or so um, from a very good friend of mine, JP, 50 Shades of Slash on Instagram. This might be one of his smaller knives that he owns. And to put that in some context, here is the Spyderco Delica and a standard Sharpie. This is by far not the biggest knife that he has. May not be the smallest, but I'm not even exactly sure what to say about this one, other than I love it. It's big. It's a custom one-off. And I got to say, okay, it's from Jared Price. JRP Knives, Knife and Tool. I've got some custom knives, right? We've seen them. I have one that has an etching inside. It's a one of one. I do not have a certificate of authenticity that says one of one for my name, like JP does. That's next level stuff that I can only aspire to get. So now that I've seen that, I am working with Red Horse Knife Works on another Hellraiser custom. And I'm going to try to get him to put my name on the COA. Like, I don't know. That to me is just next level stuff. So this is the Kestrel-Nuclear. And yeah, it's a big boy. My hands are not dainty. They're not oversized. They're average sized hands, I think. It's weird because I've tried on gloves to try to see what size glove I wear, but every glove I have seems to be a different size and they all seem to fit the same. Whether it's a medium, a large, or an extra large glove, they all kind of seem to fit the same. So yeah, I have average hands, I guess. This is absolutely plain Jane-ish. A little bit of anodizing on, I barely even need to zoom in. A little bit of anodizing on the titanium pivot collars. A little bit of anodizing on the titanium hardware. And a micarta backspacer. Other than that, it's a plain Jane titanium XHP bladed knife. Nothing fancy. Nothing crazy. A beautiful stonewash blade. And just tumbled scales. I mean, it's just very plain Jane, other than it's 11 and an eighth of an inch overall. The closed length is 6 and 7/16. So 6.5 inches, just about. The blade is 4.74. Like, it's just massive. But the ergonomics are really good. The edge geometry is good. It's 0.016 behind the edge. It is a nice hollow grind. Like, everything about it is correct. It's just big. 0.152 blade thickness. It is XHP, which is a fantastic blade steel. Weighs in at 11 ounces, so it's not for the faint of heart. But the overall thickness is 0.508, and it runs on bearings. So it is super smooth, not guillotine, but just nice, bounce a little bit. You do not need to give it any wrist. The action is really good, actually. It's kind of deceiving sometimes when I first started to flip it. Like, I thought, well, is it going to go or is it not going to go? Like, is it going to deploy all the way or is it going to stop? It deploys every time. I have not had it fail yet. I'm going to probably not open and close it a bunch more times because it will end up failing on me on camera. Titanium pocket clip that works pretty well. It's a little tight for my tastes, but it does work. And surprisingly, this fits very well in the pocket. Now, JP is a big dude. I think his wrists are like 8 and something. Mine are 7 1/4 because he sent me a watch also. And the watch is also big. Everything he sent, everything he's ever sent has been big, oversized, kind of like JP, who's a great big fat teddy bear. Not fat, but he's just like a gentle giant. He's an awesome dude. And he's really supported the channel since the beginning. And we were friends before this. I bought some stuff from him way back. I think this is an incredible knife. I would totally own this. I don't know why I would own something like this, because I wouldn't carry it often. But, well, we'll get into that. I've got some other ginormous knives here from JP and others. And we'll get into what I own. I'll bring out some of my oversized things and why I own them in those videos. But we did a couple of size comparisons before with the Sharpie and the Delica. Like literally the Delica all the way open is just a little bit bigger than the handles. This is nuts. But it's super cool. And it's just done right. AA and D cell batteries. You know, the thing with this one is it's just a knife, but bigger scale. And some of the big, oversized, overbuilt type knives that I'm going to show in the next few days and weeks, they're a little much. Like they're over the top, but in kind of a weird, odd, like who would own that type of a way, right? Whereas this is just big. But proportionally, it's good. It's fine. It's what a knife should be. It's the custom Hellraiser, which some people think it is too big also. What else I got here? Oh, here, this is a pretty good comparison too. The Sharknivko Ryu. Very similar finish. Not the same. It's not Stonewash blade and all that, but similar in just plain Jane. I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts on big, giant, oversized knives and what your thoughts and opinions are. This one is just done beautifully. I can't really fault anything on this knife other than it's not mine. And you may hear that again with some other knives of JP's because he's got a phenomenal collection. Maybe I should put together a JP playlist because I've done a lot of his knives and they're all incredible. But let me know what your thoughts are on this one. If you are looking for Jared Price, here is his contact information to get a hold of him. He makes other knives and other models and things like that. But the quality is there. And this is just such a unique piece. I was honored that JP sent it in. How about next to the VC Edge interface? Just because. So we got 11 ounces and we got 1.5, 1.6, depending on how I place it on the scale. I don't know, guys. I like the overbuilt knives. I don't carry the overbuilt knives that often anymore, but I do enjoy them a lot. And I do enjoy owning the ones that I do. Thanks a lot. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to hear your feedback.